Good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to another fun episode of Career Success with Adrian and Yen. We want to welcome Yen back. She's been MIA for a while, and I've been doing this.
On holiday. We all need a break.
Yes,
we need a break, everyone.
Yeah, we do.
Please take it.
To decompress and to recharge. And today we're going to do a very interesting topic, and it's a topic which a lot of people have been coming to us with very big questions on, especially those in their 40s.
We hear that a lot. This particular one we get a lot. I'm too expensive.
Yeah.
Or I'm too senior. Or I've been told I'm too senior. Or sometimes they come along and you go like, why am I only getting approached for roles that are so junior or so small?
Yes, correct. And that's something that's quite common, especially for our clients who are in their 40s or maybe even in their early 50s who actually want to slow down. They don't want to get a bigger role. And therein lies the problem. So we had this email coming in. It goes, "Dear Adrian and Yen, I keep getting rejected for jobs because they say I'm too senior, too expensive, and too experienced." I think that's the word. What can I do?
Is there such a thing as too experienced? I feel like it's such a, what do you call it? One of those window dressing.
It's a metaphor.
Window dressing couched nicely to tell you, look, I don't want you.
Correct.
But they're not going to tell you the reason they don't want you.
You're too good for me.
Actually, the reason they don't want you is because they're afraid that you're going to take their jobs.
For various reasons as well.
Or they feel threatened.
Or sometimes they think that, you are someone who is just settling for this smaller job, but if a better one comes along, you'll leave. So for all the various reasons that are out there why there is a certain degree of discrimination, we want to address today, how do you handle a situation when you're in your 40s, late 40s, early 50s, and they don't want you because they can't afford you, or they just have their concerns?
It's true that at a certain level of seniority, there are fewer opportunities because right at the top of that triangle,
at the pinnacle,
there are fewer
right?
roles.
Yes.
And so while you are doing your job hunt and you're waiting for the ideal role to come along, some of our clients have had to manage for a while, months and months and months, without finding the ideal role. So while you're waiting for that ideal role, you really shouldn't just be, waiting. You should be doing other things.
Yeah. And even though people say you might be too experienced, too senior,
I think it's a good thing.
No, I think the biggest obstacle they have is, honestly speaking, you're too expensive. They don't want to pay for you because maybe they don't want all of you or they don't need all of you.
Here, take my arm.
Take my arm.
Or just take the upper half of the head.
Or I don't. You're too, as my kids would say, too OP, too overpowered. You're
really?
too advanced. Sometimes it is just
Overpowered. Yeah.
So that's why they have all these excuses they push on you. And if you're not careful, you have basically priced yourself out of the market.
I don't think it's also a function of price. I
disagree. I think it's always a function of price.
There's a bona fide reason for not wanting to get a large hammer to hammer a tiny nail.
Yeah,
that's
true.
It's valid.
That's true.
And so
because the big hammer is too expensive,
right? I mean, if the role is just Singapore, but you're APAC
or global,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and the assumption is a lot of times people think that because you're global, you want to go bigger, which is what, universal, galaxy-wide. I have no idea.
Or that because you're global, you're not granular enough to really manage Singapore.
Yeah, that's true. So there's so many reasons for it.
And so if I don't need the whole of you, and perhaps I just need a little pinky finger, well, it's not the middle finger.
I'm sure in some culture this is a bad sign, so I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to block it up later. But
let's blur it out, and then the viewers can go, Adrian.
So what do you do? And our solution today we want to share with you is this concept called unbundling. And you know who coined this term, unbundling?
I don't know. I thought it was me.
It was you. So she's so humble.
I think it was me. I was using this many moons ago. But again, I don't own the language.
She does now. So
or
it's
the dictionary.
Unbundling, TM,
yeah.
ZN. Okay, so what exactly is unbundling?
Unbundling is when you look at your entire scope of capabilities and break it down into pieces that you can sell. Mm-hmm. So you don't need the entire statue. Maybe you just want to buy the hand.
I have a horrible picture of
right.
David.
Again, I'm imagining an entire statue, and then you like trim off the hand, and you say, okay, I just need the hand because I want it to carry my stress ball.
That's what happened to
I'm sorry, I have not enough coffee today.
That's why Venus
But
de Milo doesn't have arms.
Back to the career side of things. Okay, so you have a set of skills, a unique set of skills, and really we don't need you to assassinate people. We just need you to hurt them really bad. Again, a bad analogy, but I was thinking
You've been
Liam
watching
Neeson.
too many movies, I think.
I love Liam Neeson. I mean, at least I loved him in that show. So you sell a specific set of skills for a specific project for a specific amount of time. And cumulatively, if you have multiple such projects, you unbundle yourself and you offer up yourself into little short-term assignments that can get you engaged. And then altogether, you're probably making back what you used to make.
Or
That's
may
the
not.
strategy.
Or may not, yeah. But in a nutshell, that's what unbundling is. Instead of selling the whole of you, you sell parts of you. But what can you unbundle? So there are several things that we can unbundle. The first thing we can unbundle is like what Yan said, your skill sets. I mean, you could be a global HR director, but instead of being a full suite HR everything, you could unbundle because they may not need a full suite. They just may need a comp and ben person.
Yes.
Or a compensation benefit or training and development person.
Yeah.
And that's something you may have done 2 or 3 jobs ago. And you can just
Take a
on
short-term
a smaller
assignment.
one. Yeah.
I think
Or
a lot
be a
of
full-time job,
it
but a
could
more
be a
junior role.
full-time on a long-term contract. So there are so many ways to skin the cat, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of
So it could be a 2-day-a-week type thing for a transformation project that could extend a year and a half, or it could be a short-term performance thing where you build a framework. So in HR, it's a great example of what unbundling happen, how it happens. But if your role is a little bit trickier, there are some roles that are very impossible, almost difficult, almost impossible to unbundle. Reach out to us and we'll be happy to have a chat with you. I mean, we could give you some ideas and some perspectives. So info@careeragility.org.
In fact, at this point in time, we also want to share with you that on the 19th of April, we are organizing a really big mega event at the SPH Auditorium, where we're going to have 4 experts who have actually unbundled. And they're going to share with you how they unbundled, how they pivoted into new roles. So if you're in your 40s, this whole full day seminar is going to be really exciting for you. Click on the link below to find out more about it. And it's going to be really thrilling because what's better than having real life examples?
I was just thinking when you say we've got 4 panelists who have unbundled, I'm just imagining them with bales of hay, just breaking them down, tying little knots onto these little things.
I was picturing more like Egyptian mummies being unbundled.
No, that's unwrapped. No. Bundling is bales of hay or
So anyway, do join our Mid-Career Magic workshop, which is on the 19th of April 2025. And if you're catching this after the event, please reach out to us because we may have recorded it and we might have it online, but we might not either. So
I have no idea what you're talking about. Are we recording the event? No.
We're going to record snippets of it.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
snippets of it, but not all of it.
I mean, it'd be worth coming anyway because we offer food and drink and networking opportunities.
And it's going to be fun. So back to unbundling. You can unbundle your skills.
Yes.
You don't need 100% of you. You could just give 25% and you can use that. Okay, so how do you tell an HR person or the hiring manager who is skeptical about, but you're a HR director, why do you want to do this small learning and development piece?
Context matters. Context matters, and if you have gained the trust of the hiring manager, especially if they can see and tangibly experience your skills, that makes a lot of sense because there's no risk to them of outsourcing a little piece of the project to you. But they have to trust you and they have to know your motivations. So if you have reached a certain level in your career and you're thinking, you know what, rat race, medical issues, mental wellness, family, whatever, and these are people you know, these are people you've worked with, or these are people you've engaged with in the past, then there's a level of trust there. And then if you explain your motivation and they outsource it to you. So I guess the phrase is try before you buy.
Yeah.
So on both sides of the table, you as the hiring leader, there's very little risk because it's finite.
Yeah.
And then on my end, I may not enjoy, doing the work with you because maybe I've developed our styles
I'm allergic to you.
work.
Yeah.
And so, I'll just suffer 3 months, get the output, and then we're like, thank you, bye-bye, have a nice day.
true.
So I think it's okay if you can explain it and establish some level of trust.
Yeah, or if you have difficulty explaining, once again, come talk to us. So besides unbundling skills, we can unbundle time as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Which means instead of working 5 days a week, I can work 2 days a week because this job, I agree with you, is really too small
Yes.
for me. But I have the depth of experience and I don't mind just spending 2 days with your company.
Yes.
So I unbundle my time and I could charge you proportionally.
Yes. And this works a lot for very senior people who bring with them more than just the job. And more than just, what the tasks require, because your presence, the very presence, increases the knowledge of the rest of the team.
Yes.
So you do more than just
It's a great
bargain,
partnership. It's a great bargain.
Especially for SMEs and some of the smaller startups. And I need the expertise of a CEO. I can't afford one, so I'll hire one for 1 day of the week.
Yeah.
And the very fact that we have him on site helps everyone else.
Yeah.
So by
So it's almost like a coach. It's almost like a coach, business
a
coach.
mentor,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of these senior experts would bring with them not just the knowledge and the experience, but also the context.
Yeah, correct.
So when you sell your time, you are also selling your value in terms of your the training that you provide, the mentoring that you provide, as well as the networks that you can connect to your assignment company. So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. And once again, for the person who's going into doing this unbundling of time, that's what we call a portfolio career, which means you can have 3 or 4 different companies which you have unbundled your days to. And you could have any point in time, even up to 5 to 6 companies you're helping out with, which put together is a full-time job.
It leads me to my favorite or not so favorite. We argued about this once in a previous episode, the word fractional. And it's used a lot to describe people who have a portfolio career. So on your side, because your time 100% and you're giving 20% to company A, 10% to company B, and 5% to company C, etc., you're effectively fractioning your time. But please don't call yourself fractional anything, because it indicates that misconstrued. Again, it's a misrepresentation.
Actually, I agree with what you're saying.
You might be not 100% involved, but at that moment, even though you're only providing 20% of your time, you're only there Mondays, for instance, you're focused 100%. So you're not fractional. Okay, just again putting it out there.
I agree with you. So if you say fractional, you're fractionating your time, not your commitment,
not your skills or your commitment.
That's true.
Yeah,
Good point.
Yeah.
And the last one you can unbundle is basically the whole package. Instead of going on a full-time employment, you can go do like what you said earlier, to consulting projects, maybe a 1-month project or 3-month project. Because I know of individuals who have gone through, they put up their hand and say that, I'll work on this project with you for 3 months. And after that, they get hired for a full-time job.
And we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Try before you buy.
We have a lot of clients who, on the one hand, are looking for work, but on the other hand, every time an opportunity comes up, they go like,
it's too small for me.
It's too far.
Too painful.
There's too much travel. Or I live on the east and I have to travel all the way to the west.
That, my friend, is a very Singaporean thing. Huh?
Or there's something not quite right, because obviously we want an ideal role. We want everything, all the boxes to be checked. And we've reached a certain level in our career where we're like, you know what, this little annoyance, no, I don't have the energy for that anymore. Well, when I was younger, I didn't mind a 1.5 hour commute. Today, at my level, at my age, it's going to be a bit of a problem, blah, blah, blah. So while they are thinking about waiting for their ideal role, then maybe you can do something short term. Because if it was a 1-month project where you had to travel, say, an hour each way,
it's okay, it's not so bad.
It's still tolerable, right? Yeah.
We're sounding very spoiled and entitled here, but
we do.
But I do agree with you. I mean, it's also a try before you buy. Whatever it takes to get your foot into the door. Like what we always say, if you are in your 40s or in your 50s and you've got retrenched or you want to change, don't look for a job, look for work. The work could lead to a job. So this is a fantastic way you can try it. So once again, if you're in your 40s and you're wondering what's next and you're thinking that I'm too expensive or too senior, The key word is unbundle. Unbundle your time, unbundle your skill, unbundle yourself. And
Sorry.
why? Still bales of hay for you. You're
No. This time I'm imagining, one of those mannequins, and then there's the head that comes out, then there's the torso part, then there's the 2 arms and the 2 legs, and then like you can tell I'm very visual.
That's highly disturbing. I think you've been watching too much Dexter.
But I've never seen that.
Okay, don't. Anyway, once again, if you want to learn more from the experts, join us on the 19th of April. We are having a very fantastic event. Lunch is provided. It's going to be cool. We've got the whole day about pivoting, about progressing your career, about holding a portfolio career and strategies. And you can just come up to us and talk to us face to face and interact with all the other career pivoters who are there as well. So come join us. And in the meantime, keep calm and career on.
It's here, yes.